welcome to this KSP video. Today, as you can see, we are going to be flying the SpaceX Starship, or a semi-close replica of it, more loosely inspired. And I decided to do this because of the update with the new fairings that are silvery and liftoff. Or I guess stainless steel, not silvery. I took that thinking that would be a good thumbnail, but I found a better one. Anyways, I don't really know what to say. It's pretty simple. Actually, it does have a much higher TWR, especially at the second stage, than you would expect for such a large vehicle. It flies very well. It does need to be refueled once in orbit, because it does take most of its delta V, but it does do well. The first stage was actually kind of difficult since it generated a lot of lag because of the 37 engines. Yeah. Once again, this isn't meant to be a realistic model of the actual vehicle. This is meant to look similar and be functional. I mean, I don't know if they would actually have solar panels on the little fins there. They might not. Also, speaking of the first stage, I know on the real vehicle it's intended to land. I decided not to do that now because it's over the ocean. I didn't want to waste my time doing that. Oh, this is just the refueling thing. This is a very simple vehicle. I'm not really going to commentate over this. I'm probably going to release in the part 2 video of this, since I'm splitting this into 2 parts. I will release a short little piece of footage that just shows the first stage landing, that it can be done. It is possible with the vehicle, just I didn't bother doing it now. So back to this, what's going on. This is just a simple refueling stage. I actually just effectively just copy pasted the fuel tank off of Starship and turned it into a space-worthy vehicle. Doing a maneuver to put it in orbit. I actually used the method I got from MacLeod to dock, which involves switching between the two spacecraft, having their docking ports facing roughly straight towards each other, and slowly moving forwards. That comes up later, but I do end up using it once I remember to use that. Once again, credit to MacLeod for that idea. I didn't make that up. I don't actually know if he did either. I remember in a video he said something about it, but I'm too lazy to find that video. Though go check out his videos for the exactly 0 people watching these, because his videos are entertaining. I make videos later. Oh well. Just editing the inclination, since somehow this thing's inclination got messed up in a maneuver somehow. This was actually my second attempt at this. I had gotten Starship into orbit and created a vehicle, and then the saves messed up and stuff. And then I redesigned the vehicle to be not only carry more fuel, but be a lot less laggy, meaning the saves wouldn't mess up. I've always loved that little crater thing there, off that continent. It looks really cool. It makes me think like, oh, some asteroid hit it, causing some extinction event in the deep history of Kerbin. They need to make another game called like Kerbin Paleontology Simulator. Find Kerbal dinosaurs. The docking thing is coming up right now, just facing the two spacecraft towards each other and moving forwards. Docking is, I don't use any mods in docking. Docking is such an interesting thing. It's when you first try it, just like all things in this game, it's insanely hard. I mean, the first time I landed on the Mun, it was actually just a single Kerbal crash landing. But after more practice, it becomes easy where I can do a Mun mission just in the morning. One time when there was still school, before the whole lockdown thing, I did a Mun mission just in the morning when I woke up. Yeah. And even this docking maneuver was pretty simple. I'm just transferring the fuel to the Starship. Gives it quite a bit of delta V to just hop around the Kerbal system. I don't know if it has enough delta V to get to somewhere like Duna or the Duna system or the Eve system. Obviously, it couldn't actually make an Eve mission, but it could maybe make a Duna mission. Also, that I have no idea where that honking came from. Some car alarm must have been set off, and I honestly don't want to re-record this. I probably should get some, like, foam or something. Then again, it's a balance of time. I mean, like, if I slowly grow a following on YouTube, which chances are will never happen, why should I put too much effort into these in the first place? Obviously, I put enough effort in them because it pleases me to have, fun videos I can watch, but there is a certain balance of, like, if I'm making a video that chances are nobody's gonna watch, I don't want to spend quite a while spending so much time to get all the right edits and every little thing right. I'd rather just slowly get better at the little things until I can make much higher quality videos without putting too much effort into it. Also, just listening to my voice, I think my throat's dying. I may be losing my voice. I don't feel any pain, but it does sound funny. That's strange, because you'll have to listen to some dying 13-year-old's voice. Wait, no, dying voice, not dying 13-year-old. That came out wrong. Shoot. I do need to edit that out. Oh well. Just deorbiting the refueler kind of pushed it into the water so it would destroy all the parts. Just to make sure. And back to Starship, just getting a pretty simple Minmus thing. You guys are already used to this. Just doing the inclination burn and all of that. I guess I have a lot of time now since this video is quite a bit longer than the previous ones due to the more extensive mission. That's why I'm doing it in 2 parts. I don't really know what to talk about while this is all going on. I should have planned something. Maybe I could start doing that. Say cool science facts I know. Or not really science, more space. You know that there's a moon of Saturn called Minmus, or something very similar to Minmus, and it kind of looks like the Death Star. Big crater at like a 45-degree angle from the equator. I think it's from the equator. I don't know. Anyway, it looks a lot like the Death Star. I think that's the same moon. Well, finishing out all the maneuvers here. Yeah, I have plenty of delta V, so nothing really to worry about. That big crater I like again. We're flying over the desert space center right now. It's not so much a space center, it's just an airfield and a launch pad. There it is right there, just a little white sliver in the sand. Also some small lake. And there's the ocean. I feel like I should have put a SpaceX flag over that. I should have downloaded that, shouldn't I? Maybe I'll do that next time, get some more accurate things. Maybe I'll do a recreation of the Apollo missions. I also want to do the N1L3 Soviet thing, even though that never happened. I love that rocket. Which has such an interesting design, just adding more engines until it eventually works. Well, doesn't work, but would work theoretically. Most Kerbal thing ever to do. should also add grid fins. Grid fins are so interesting. If you don't know what grid fins are, they're fins, except imagine a grid, and each one goes down. Each piece of the grid goes down to make like a fin structure. Look up a picture. They work good at high speeds and stuff. They're really interesting. The SpaceX rockets use them and stuff, but they don't have any in Kerbal Space Program, meaning you just have to roughly make something that looks similar but isn't technically one. I don't know. Yeah. Struggling to get a good, not deorbit, but circular orbit. There we go. Finally found the right word. Now just slowly floating over Minmus. Oh, we're just over halfway through the video. Wow, this is a lot longer than I expected. Shoot. Just waiting to get a landing near the base. From the previous episodes, you can also see the little relay network. It's not perfect. It's not a perfect like, I guess, triangle. I don't know, but it works in it well enough. Now just flying in. I end up messing up the first maneuver and or landing, or I don't mess it up, but I decide it's too far away and I don't really want to take the rover over and over again to get the crew and the fuel transferred. So I end up ditching that landing and trying to get closer, which isn't there. That was just a maneuver to get slightly closer. You'll see it at the last second. Do not try this at home. Just do your maneuvers better. Maybe do math if you want. I don't know. So I'm getting really close to a nice little landing here. And then, at the literal last second, I decide to ditch it, which I thought that was timed right. There we go. Or not. Oh, that's when I realized to make it set to the surface. I was retrograde to the target, which meant that I was slowly drifting away instead of coming to an absolute stop. That's a maneuver you don't want to try. Very risky to move yourself towards the target at that low altitude. But I got it almost directly on. Also, over the video you'll notice the base moves just a little bit. That's just Kerbal doing its weird thing. A lot of things slowly drift. So, kind of changes angles. Actually, I took a long video to get a video wallpaper, and one of the shots in it was of the base, and it actually moves quite a bit over the surface. I'd say like 30-40 meters. I don't know. Anyways, here's the base. I undock the rover, retract the all the little bits, the radiators, the solar panels, and I start going on the little mission. I also crashed this and had to load a quick save, so I ended up getting a lot of practice. So I know most of these I did it almost, if not first try, for docking the two bits together. I'm not that good at docking. I just had a lot of practice with these two vehicles, so I was able to get it most of the time. Anyway, now it's just a long and painful process of me selecting the crew cabins and transferring all the crews. I don't really know what to talk about right now. It's another one of those times. Here's something. Did you know the F.1 wasn't actually the strongest engine? Rocket engine? It was actually this solid rocket engine. I forget what it's called. Scott Manley made a video on it. Just go watch his. I'll link that or something. All that matters is it's not the strongest engine, so look up that engine, and now you can be a slight annoyance to anyone who says that the F1 was the strongest engine. So back to the mission. Just going around the ship. Getting ready to dock by aligning. This next bit of the footage is kind of boring, but it is part of the footage because I wanted to show what happened. If you don't like it, you can skip to the very end of the video, which has the end card and stuff. It should have some, 4 or so curls lined up. Yeah. Actually, if you noticed a slight bump in the recording, not bump, change or whatever, that's because my mic cut out about, 30 seconds ago? For you guys, a couple of minutes ago for me. I didn't realize it kept recording, so the last 8 or so minutes of the recording, no, not 8, no, 5 or whatever, didn't actually exist. I was just talking into a piece of plastic, which is really comforting to think about. But anyways, it's what happened, so I can't really change that. Yeah. Also, I noticed when I was listening to the recording, it sounded like I was sick or something. I don't think I'm sick, but for all I know, I am. Yeah. I need to get better at talking. I've always found that it's difficult to talk into a mic for some reason, like make a recording. I think it's because I try not to stop in my voice. I have to get better at that, so if you're listening and you enjoy this, over time it will get better, obviously. And I'll probably get better at being able to talk into a mic, because I'll kind of figure out how to take breaks in the conversation to make it to still not make the video boring, but at the same time not sound like I'm a sick and kid talking into a mic. Just realigning with the Starship again to pick up the rest of the crew. I've also noticed that, these chips aren't remarkable, but at least to me, they feel like they look better when I see them in recordings for some reason. Maybe it's just, disliking what you made, finding every problem. I don't know, but I don't know. They feel like they look more professionally made when I record them for some reason. I do spend a lot of time on a lot of these vehicles. I spent a while on this Rover to make it look really nice, but I don't know. Maybe I just subconsciously spend more time on the vehicles when I'm recording them to make sure they are the best they can be. Anyways, here's just realigning with the docking port. I'm starting to get tired, if you can tell in my voice. But we're nearing the end, so fortunately my suffering will soon be over. All I have to do is export this video file once I'm done, and write a few things, put it on YouTube, and then realize how embarrassed I am for putting this disaster on YouTube, but be forgiven by the fact that literally nobody on the planet is going to see this except for me. Brings peace. So I just extended the solar panels and the radiators, lit all their lights on, placed a flag, which you can't see because it's black, wrote a little thing about how this was my first YouTube thing. So yeah, that's the end of the video. It would be really nice if you subscribed. If you enjoyed, you can. It would help my channel quite a bit. In the top left, there should be one of my other videos, and in the right, a link to my channel. So that's it. Have a good day.